And we're back live yet again for another post-match show following West Ham's kind of nerve-wracking, to say the least, victory, over London rivals Tottenham. Following West Ham's nerve-wracking, to say the least. Things started echoing there. My apologies. But yes, West Ham win 2-1 at home to Tottenham. To see West Ham up into 4th place now. As always, I am joined by Tommy. How are you feeling?
I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. My nerves have settled down now after those final 20 minutes, but dust is settling now, so I'm calm again. I've had a cup of tea. I'm good. So yeah, I'm just delighted. I mean, we're in kind of dreamland, really, Chris.
Yeah, you and I have been talking about it beforehand, like before the show, and we just are at a loss anymore. 25 matches in this season, and we're in 4th place. And I was telling Tommy too this before. Had we just gone for some of these games that we should have set up for a win, like against Liverpool most recently, or when we lost 3-1 to United, had we won one of those, had we actually succeeded, we would be in 2nd right now, only behind City.
Yeah, but look, I mean, we can second guess a lot of games.
Well, hindsight's 20.
You know, equally, you know, if we'd lost other games that we got results in, you know, we could be around. But so I don't like to kind of second guess too much. I think the one that still sticks in my craw a little bit is the Liverpool game.
Yeah,
you know, because I think we just kind of rolled over for Liverpool, in my opinion, and I was really pissed off in our post-match stream for that, Chris. The way, because if you look at what happened to Liverpool since, I mean, just losing games all over the place. We should have gone out and really had a go with them, and we may well have picked up another point or 3 had we really had a go. So KTK, yes, I see. Forget the teaser. Katie, I know Katie's back home in Philadelphia now, laying back on her couch, like spraying that fucking, what is that, cheese? What do you call it? Into her mouth.
Oh yeah,
cheese whiz or whatever the fuck that thing is. Yeah, Katie loves a bit of cheese. So she's probably going mental right now over there, and rightly so. But welcome, Katie.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's tea isn't the strongest thing I could be drinking, but I do have to drive later, so
yeah,
I better be a good boy. So but yeah, I mean, just in dreamland, it's hard to believe we're actually doing what we're doing.
Yeah, before we really get into things,
cheese. Thank you, Katie.
Okay. Yeah, before we really get into things, I do have to give a shout out to Tommy really quickly. The M&M Direct sale that happened recently, I wasn't able to cash in on the 3rd kit, but Tommy was nice enough to pick me up this and send it over. So now I have this last season's home kit, which is the first kit I've bought in 2 years, I think. So thank you for that. Appreciate that.
No worries, anytime. So just let me know whenever you need me to send. I know it can be difficult because, you know, I've had my issues previously ordering NFL stuff. So I know it can be a bit tricky. So, and, you know, they can really kind of go crazy on postage. What did you say they quoted you for postage?
So ordering from the club directly, after all the shipping fees and everything like that, it would be like $92.
Yeah, but the shipping fee was ridiculous. Like
I think the shipping fee is about an additional $10 or $15, $20, something like that.
Yeah, it cost me $4.50 in euros to send. So, but yeah, you're welcome. No problem. Looks good on you. Blue suits you. But yeah, it's just I mean, the game today. Obviously, look, we were all. I think all of us, since we woke up this morning, you very early, obviously over the stateside. Yeah, I think it's roughly the same for Katie and all the guys, Wally and all them. But
Neil is at 1 a.m. right now.
Who's up? There's like some of our American Hammers are on that West Coast, man. It must have been brutal.
But yeah, the
like Liam and them and
Las Vegas Hammers, they were tweeting about it, that match time is at 4 a.m. for them.
Yeah, so you know what? Fair play to them. You know, they get up in the middle of the night Uh, Mark, yeah, that's it. I'm on the Costa del Sol, Mark. On Costa del Tip. Um, so yeah, no, fair play to them. They get up in the middle of the night, to watch the games. Some of them probably are forced into being very, very quiet about it because there's other people in the house sleeping, which can't be easy in a game like this, especially. So I'm really happy for them as well that we got a result for them and sent them back to bed happy. That's
Yeah.
if they can sleep. They probably can't sleep now. They're buzzing.
Oh no, not at
But
all.
yeah, glad we got the win for them. As nerve wracking as it was in the finish, it's just fantastic. It's
Oh, hello, Hammers chat. Welcome, 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 welcome. Oh, it's Charlie. Ah, all right.
Charlie's here. Charlie was doing the live watch along, obviously, so he's obviously finished with that. But I bet Charlie, because Charlie, nothing phases him. I bet he was like cool as a cucumber, like in those last 20 minutes. He was like, "Relax, people. It'll be absolutely fine." In those soothing
Yeah,
tones he has. What are you worried about?
yeah.
We can defend the goal
To
for
be
20
fair,
minutes. It's no problem. Calm down.
yeah, we kind of have to talk about that last 20 minutes first, because I mean that was obviously the most pivotal point in the match for me. The biggest the biggest takeaway from that is honestly just how impressive defensively we are. They can throw everything that they had. They threw everything that they had at us, and we didn't. We bent, but didn't break.
Yeah, and I think Moyes did the right thing. Yeah. Moyes probably,
my opinion too.
yeah. I think Moyes did the right thing with the formation shift.
Yeah,
I do think he was maybe a little slow in doing it. I think there was a point earlier in the second half where Tottenham were getting some space in between the lines that I really didn't like, which looked dangerous. So I would have liked Moyes to have changed it up a little sooner, but thankfully it didn't cost us. And I thought once we went back to the wing back formation that we were more solid, and Tottenham didn't have that space in between the lines that they'd been operating in. They still had some moments, and I mean, it would have been an absolute sickener if that Kafal clearance that ricocheted off of Son had gone in instead of coming back off the post. I mean, that would have been an awful way to drop 2 points, just a complete freak of a goal. So I guess today, look, our luck was in.
yeah.
On other days it wouldn't be in. One of their efforts would have gone in somehow. So we were not very lucky. We defended very well mostly, but we did have to ride our luck a little bit. But like I tweeted like at halftime, I think, look, all that matters today is the result.
Yeah.
Normally I'll come on here and I might crib a bit about the performance, even if the result is good, but I'm probably not even going to bother with that today, because today for me was one of those absolutely pivotal games in the season, where today was about just win. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if it's ugly. Just win this game for two reasons. Number one, it's Tottenham, and we need to beat Tottenham at home and put them in their place, because they're a mid-table team this season. Let's be honest. This season, they are a mid-table team.
I can't believe we can.
And we are a challenger for Champions League. So this is a game we should be targeting, where we're saying, right, we can get 3 points here, absolutely. But the second thing is, what this does for us in the table cannot be underestimated. This is 25 games now, and with that win, we are on our own in fourth. On our own in fourth. There's nobody behind us now that has games in hand that can overtake us.
Yeah.
Villa and Everton were in positions like that. Tottenham, I think, still have a game in hand, but no, we're 9 points clear of them. They can't touch us. It's a long way back for Tottenham to overtake us in the table now.
Yeah, that's 9 points.
A long way back. Yeah. No, they do have a game in hand, but it's still 9 points. It's much better to have the points on the board than the games in hand. So, and this is just a continuation of our unbelievable run. I mean, am I right? Okay, I think we've won 7 of the last 9, Chris.
Yes. I know we've only lost
lost 1 and drawn 1. Now, that's immense form for a team like West Ham to be able to say we've won 7 of our last 9 is crazy good form. And that win today just keeps it on rolling. Every game now, because we're running out of games. Let's not forget that. There's 13 games left. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah.
Every game that goes by that we don't lose, our percentage chance of finishing in a European spot just goes up and up and up.
Yeah.
And that win today is massive. Forget about it was Tottenham. Just getting 3 points today, jumping Chelsea, who don't have a game in hand that they can overtake us on. Right?
We're solidified 4th place.
We're standalone 4th. And I mean, that was a huge 3 points today. I'm absolutely delighted with that. Obviously, the icing on the cake is that it was Tottenham. Yeah. And we love beating them. And I've already tweeted to their official website. My customary, they put up the full-time tweet.
Yeah.
Where full-time, West Ham 2, Tottenham 1. So I gave them my customary, you okay, hon? Tweet. So I had to do it.
If you haven't been on Twitter yet, anyone who hasn't been on Twitter yet, just go on right now, and all of the Spurs fans, this is their cup final, blah, blah, blah. What do you mean? We're above you.
Yeah. Well, it's like
what are you talking about?
Yeah, you think they'd be more concerned about what's going on in their own club.
Yeah, I will say.
I'm worrying about what West Ham are doing.
I will say this. For me, I've never been a big fan of Jose Mourinho. And I have not been a fan or like a supporter of the sport long, obviously, compared to most. But I can see like what he does is like when the towards the tail end of his reign at whatever club he's at, when the matches start going downhill, he starts making excuses, and that's what he was doing in the midweek. Like he was already prepping the excuses.
Midweek he's on. Jose Mourinho's out talking shit about West Ham, there were little digs, right? You just had to read between the lines, but there were digs. So you could see he was worried. He was scared about this game. He was worried about it, and he was trying to get his excuses in early. But yeah, the problem for Tottenham, of course, is that if this continues, I don't think they can afford to sack him.
Yeah,
they don't really have money because they're in a hole financially from that £1 billion stadium of theirs, their shiny new stadium, which they were expecting to make huge corporate revenue from, and are currently getting nothing.
Yeah.
So Mourinho, after this season, must have another 2 or 3 seasons on that contract, and he will be on big money.
Oh, 100%.
So I think they're stuck with him. So
I will
either Mourinho turns it around at Tottenham, or they are stuck with this mediocrity. And I'm absolutely delighted for them.
I'm going to be I'll talk about this one a little bit in a minute, but I'm not joking you when I say I saw a Tottenham fan tweet that they need to blow up the whole thing and rebuild. The guy said sell Kane for $175 million and rebuild around Erling Haaland. Like bring him in from Dortmund. I'm like, there's no way in hell he'll come.
You see what I mean? This is why we really kind of one of the reasons we despise them. These delusions of grandeur. Well, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
If Haaland is going to leave Dortmund, it will not be for Tottenham.
He's already said if he leaves Dortmund, it's only because they don't get into Champions League.
Look, he'll leave Dortmund. He's going to leave Dortmund. It's only a question of when. Will it be this summer or the following summer? He's going to go, and he's going to go for huge money. But it will not be to Tottenham. And that's number one. And number two, if they think they're getting 175 million for Kane, they're in fucking cloud cuckoo land. This is what's wrong with these people. They need to get a fucking grip on themselves. So, but I think it's fucking all hilarious, personally.
I'll say this too. The reason why this match was important for me as well, this is actually correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't think I am on this. I think that this was our first win against the traditional top 6 this season. I think before this, we drew against City and we drew against Tottenham. And I think that this is our first win out of those potential 12 games. So, I mean, that's kind of big for us as well.
Yeah, it is a big one. We needed one. We needed one, especially as we're going to City next week. And that's another thing this win does for us. You know, losing to City next week isn't a disaster by any means. Now, we will likely go there and lose, but
as long as we put up a fight in that one, I'll be happy with that. I don't
basically, I think what's going to happen there is we're going to revert to the wing back formation, which is the right thing to do against City, because if we allow them to play between the lines like Tottenham were able to do before we changed formation today, that will spell massive trouble. And obviously their form is, sensational. So I think we'll revert to wing backs next week, and that's the right thing to do. Try and keep it, as tight as possible, and see if we can do some damage on the counter attack and with our set pieces. But look, if we lose next week, the good thing is if we lose next week, at least to our players, it's okay. We lost away at City, who are the best team in the league, one of the best teams in Europe, and it's not going to destroy confidence. Yeah, it's not going to destroy confidence or anything like that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's just amazing what we're doing. It's you have to pinch yourself sometimes. But here we are, and we're here on merit, and. We said it last week, and I'll say it again. We are honest to high contenders for a Champions League place.
Oh, I wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, with 13 matches left, we're sitting in positions. I know you don't listen to the statistical. I'm always curious just to see that site that I had kind of not plugged but mentioned last week, that 538. They every week now, every match, our Champions League potential, they have it going up and up. Now, some of it is flawed. Like Liverpool right now, they still give a 56% chance of getting into Champions League. Highly doubt that. West Ham, though, that up last week it was at 15, I believe.
Listen, Liverpool are in free fall, and they're giving them a 56% chance of making the Champions League. And then you look where we are, and you look at our form, which is a complete opposite of Liverpool's. At the moment, we just don't lose games. Yeah. And they have us down at 24%. I mean, come on. A lot of it is just because of the badge, right? Because it's Liverpool and because it's West Ham. They're giving them those odds. But right now, I'll tell you, so fuck those odds, Chris, frankly. Right now...
I don't agree with them, but
right now, we clearly have a better chance of qualifying for Champions League than Liverpool do.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. Salah's got to put in a master diving class the rest of the season to give him a chance.
Now, hand on heart, I think more likely now we'll be a Europa League team next season.
Yeah, I would be more than happy with that.
Yeah, which of course, geez, that's a great season. If we finish, top 6, I mean, wow,
Yeah.
Even now, I know we're in 4th and it's wonderful. And it's fabulous to see us there in the table. But listen, if when the dust settles on the season after 38 games, if we're sitting 7th and we've qualified for Europa League, that's a great season.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but I love all of the memes, or all of the tweets and the memes about how next season Mark Noble's going to be walking into the Camp Nou.
I know, mental, isn't it? Yeah.
Crazy.
But, so this is exciting. But today's game.
Yeah, I really can't. I've been trying to get back into today's game, but it's just so hard because everyone had a good game. I didn't really. The only fault I saw, like you had said, is Moyes maybe reverting to the back 5 a little too late. But I mean, that's always been a gripe.
But that's kind of nitpicking, But
that's always been a gripe with us, and that he's not always on top of substitution.
He can be a bit slow to react.
Correct, just at the wrong time.
Yeah, but look, that's a minor detail of the day. It didn't cost us, thankfully. So another thing, actually, this wasn't our best performance of the season by any stretch of the imagination. But again, Chris, what it impresses on you is that we spoke about this on previous shows, is that we now, under David Moyes, have an ability to pick up points, to get results when we're not at our best.
Yeah.
Because we're so organized, we're so good defensively, and the players work so hard that even when we're not at our best, we're still very, very hard to beat. And we saw that again today. Not our best performance by a long shot this season. One of the things that disappointed me the most today, actually, and I noticed it, it was very frustrating to watch, and I was kind of like, a few times, we had some very, very promising breaks, where we won the ball back and we were breaking on them. And there was just, we were either holding on to the ball too long and not releasing it, and getting caught in possession or slowing everything down and having to play the ball back, or there was just a sloppy pass, which just killed our counterattacks too many times today. So that sloppy passing and not releasing the ball quickly enough really was getting on my nerves today, because we could have scored potentially more goals if we'd been a little sharper with those. I know one particular time in the first half, I know Declan Rice was coming out with the ball on that inside left channel, and there was a 4-second window where he could have released the ball into the center to, I think it was Lingard, and he didn't. He didn't make the pass, and he held on to it, and he ended up with kind of 3 Tottenham players around him out in the left wing. I think we ended up losing the ball. Just stuff like that. And there was another pass by Fornals in the first half where he was coming through the middle, and he played the ball out to the right to Bowen, and he overhit the pass, and it went out.
Yeah.
Bowen tried to keep it in, but he just couldn't quite keep it in, and that killed another really promising looking counterattack. So that sloppiness, potentially maybe cost us a goal or two that we could have scored, maybe. But so that was frustrating to see. We need to be a bit sharper on that stuff, and we'll need to be next week against City, because we'll have maybe even less opportunities on the counter. So when they come, that ball has to be released at the right time, and the pass has got to be weighted correctly and all that. So that was frustrating today. And like I say, it wasn't our best performance, but the players. What impressed me really the most today was the players again. Just the work rate is phenomenal, Chris. I mean, they just don't stop running. It's fabulous to see.
Yes, really quickly, we have to give a shout out. Happy birthday, Kieran is in the chat.
Oh, Kieran, happy birthday, bud. Don't know how old you are. Probably still a spring chicken, no doubt. But
it's his 60th. So yes, happy birthday, Kieran. But yeah, no, I agree with you on that. There was a few moments too, like Lingard's unselfish play, trying to get over, pass it to Antonio, just hits it a little hard. He should have taken that himself. You had Fornals just unable to bring it down at one point, and he was clear in. Yeah. It's just like little things like that, but at the same time, those could be what ends up being the difference in the match. I mean, those two alone, that takes us up to 4, and that's a comfortable game instead of squeaky bum time.
Yeah, because obviously, look, we scored at great times. In 4.5 minutes in, go 1-0 up. I mean, just a dream start, absolutely dream start. A fantastic ball in from Bowen.
Yes.
In between the defenders and Hugo Lloris, which was just a nightmare to deal with. And Tony obviously got the toe to it, and the rebound off Lloris fell kindly to him, and he was able to get back up and just tuck it away. Just a dream start. And we started the game, actually, our best period of the game actually was the very beginning of both halves, where we looked very lively. So yeah, that early goal was huge. For a team that's already high on confidence like ourselves, against a team like Tottenham, whose confidence is very low and really fragile, getting an early lead like that is a huge thing. So, you don't want to give Tottenham an early lead, for example, and get their tails up and get their confidence up. So that was huge. And then, obviously started the second half. Great run from Lingard. A little bit of luck the way the ball came off Eric Dyer, I think it was, and kind of fell kindly for him to run onto. But what a finish. Absolutely brilliant finish inside the far post. So yeah, like the Lingard has been just absolute quality.
Yeah, we have to bid for it. We have to make this signing permanent. And what really helps, like me, show that he loves it at West Ham is him doing the crossed arms hammers sign after he scores. I mean, just come on. I mean, at that point, you know that he's enjoying his time here.
Yeah, listen, yeah. Look, he's had a very difficult time at United. He hasn't been getting any game time. I know previously he had some real kind of personal issues, family stuff, but those are behind him now. And I think Lingard just loves being back out on a pitch playing football.
Yeah.
That's what footballers want to do. And the fact that he's missed out on that for so long, and now he's back playing. Of course, his attitude is like a kid on the playground. He's just so happy just to be on a Premier League field again playing. And it shows in the way he's performing. He's it's like every time he gets the ball, in our opponent's final third, you kind of think, oh, when he gets the ball and he gets turned and he's running into their final third on the ball, you just think, oh, okay. Your excitement levels really go up because you think, all right, Jesse's going to make something happen here.
Yeah.
Because he's just so good. He's so dangerous. So, he's Jesse could prove at the end of the season to be the difference between us finishing 7th in a Europa League spot or actually doing the unthinkable and finishing 4th in a Champions League place. The guy has made that much of a difference to our attack. I mean, he terrifies defenses.
And it's not even just that he's done it, like he's come in and been that change. It's the fact that it's been that quick.
Yeah.
Like usually players will take time to adapt, but he knows the Premier League. He's got that quality. He has the experience. So he comes in on cheap, basically, and turns us into a potential Champions League team.
Yeah, it just goes to show what one player can do for you. If it's the right player at the right time, in a position where you really need it. Because, I mean, you remember how many times did I speak on this show before, Chris, about we do not get enough goals from that sector.
Yeah.
We don't get enough goals from the 3 attacking players behind Antonio. That's all changed now since Lingard come in. Lingard bangs goals in now from that position. And like I said to you, remember I said to you, we're that close. I said, if the 3 behind Antonio, those 3 attacking midfielders behind Antonio, can start to fire and score goals, that could put us over the top.
I love
into a Champions League spot. You remember that?
Yeah.
We've got it now. We brought in Lingard, and he is that player that could put us over the top because he is scoring the goals from that position. And if the likes of Bowen and Benrahma start chipping in, I mean, we are off to the races.
We need Benrahma to get his first. Because I think he's one of those players that as soon as he gets his first, it's just going to start. They're going to start coming thick and fast, basically.
Yeah, Bowen again. He's not at top form at the moment. He's still playing well. I thought he was good today.
Yeah,
he works as hard as ever. But yeah, we need Benrahma. You're right. Benrahma definitely needs to get off the mark. And can you imagine? Like, how funny football is. That they don't score for ages and then 2 come along at once.
Exactly.
Can you imagine if he went scored twice at City or something?
Oh, we would have the next. I don't even.
Yeah, because we'd be saying, "Jesus Christ, Saeed, your timing is impeccable." That was if you were going to do it, that was the fucking day.
And
away at City.
And the way that this season's going, I could see him scoring a freaking hat trick against City.
Yeah, the season is just that mental. Like, look, even with our form and our position in the table, I think people think we're going to get turned over at City, right? We're going to get beat, which is fine. I completely understand. But this season is crazy enough that we'd actually go and do something retarded, like win the game up there. So that would be unbelievable. But look, we'll take it as it comes. That's next week. I'm still buzzing off this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I said, not our best performance, but the big takeaway for me today was just the shift that everybody put in, Chris.
Yeah.
I mean, these players from Antonio and Lingard and Bowen up there at Fornells, right back to our fullbacks. Like Kufal is an animal. Kufal will put his head. Yeah, Kufal will put his head in where other players don't want to put their foot in.
Yeah.
And Socek today as well, going up contesting that header to help defend, and got opened.
Yeah.
And still kind of got up, got his treat,
still made a block,
finished the game, still throws himself in front of everything. That's what we're getting now from the players, and they're happy to do it because they get the results. It would be hard to get players to keep doing that week in, week out if they're losing. But when you're getting results, and when those players, they'll go home tired, thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm wrecked after that. But they'll go home with that sense of satisfaction. They've won the game, they've beaten Tottenham, and they'll look at the match of the day and they'll see the table. They'll be in the dressing room after that game, buzzing. Be like, another huge, high-fiving each other, hugging each other, laughing, joking. The tiredness doesn't matter to you then. You'll happily do that if that's the buzz you get afterwards.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest
so they'll be happy to keep going out and doing that, keep working.
And I'll be quite honest with you too. The way and it seems to be true, the way that all these reports are about how the mentality around the training rooms changed or the dressing rooms changed, I would not be shocked if there's players still out on the pitch right now practicing, trying to fix something that they think that they did wrong during the match.
Yeah, it's just the work ethic is just off the charts. I mean, look, Moyes said it from day one. If you don't run, you don't play.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. He will not tolerate people swanning around the pitch. Even Jesse Lingard, who, let's be honest, Moyes is a huge fan of. He had him at United and Moyes brought him to West Ham in this window, or in the January window.
Yeah.
Because he's a big fan of him and essentially just put him straight in the team. And Lingard plays now, end of story. But even a player who is completely in David Moyes' good graces, even Lingard today ran his fucking socks off for the team, for the cause.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get with Moyes. And that's why we can play a game where we're not at our best and still win.
Yeah, absolutely.
The work ethic is just immense.
Yeah. And I mean, it shows week in, week out.
Listen, you know the old saying, Chris, right? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. You know that saying? Yeah. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So you've got to have both. It's all right. You can have all the talent in the world, but if they don't do the running, if they're not willing to do the hard yards, you will lose games you shouldn't lose.
Yeah. And yeah. One thing with Souček too, I did like when Soufal went down. He came sprinting over to check on him. Like, I mean, just you can tell that they're all fighting for each other.
Yeah, well, I suppose obviously Soufal and Souček are buddies from Slavia Prague, and so obviously they've been around each other a long time. They're best, but they obviously would be talking to each other constantly in London as well, and around training and so very close. Obviously, both of them. I mean, we signed Kufal because Souček recommended him to David Moyes. So, but yeah, that was funny when Kufal went down with the hurt ribs. Souček ran over like he smelt his dinner burning, and it was funny to watch. Yeah, I think Jesse Lingard was tapping Souček on the shoulder, like, "Relax, mate. He's okay. He's okay. Relax. He's fine." So that was funny.
And yeah, also, what was it? Oh, we also have to talk about this. I don't know how many people saw this because it's now been deleted. It was immediately deleted. Declan Rice, after the match, let me pull it up so I can get the exact phrasing right here. Tweets out, "We won't talk too much." Immediately deletes it for obvious reasons. I mean, that's as much as us fans can't do that. Yeah. But man, it's just insane. Like, what a player we have here too.
Rice is just unbelievable. He's just unbelievable. All right, he wasn't, able to influence the game going forward as much as we maybe would have liked, or he would have liked, just because of the nature of today's game, the way it went. We were largely defensive. But again, just the shift that he puts in is incredible, like all the rest of the players. And he leads by example. He's the captain. And by the way, did you notice when Noble came on, Royce was going to give him the armband, and Noble said no.
No, I did not see that.
Oh, Noble didn't get the armband. Noble came on, and Royce, as he always does, if Noble comes on, out of respect, he comes over. And says,
obviously.
Because you're the club, he's the club captain, obviously. And Noble actually waved him off and said, "No, keep it, keep the armband."
That's class by Noble too. To be fair,
yeah, I was thinking, oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant from Noble.
I will say, I think that this is basically Noble's last season. I think he'll retire, but I think if we get into the Champions League, I think he'll sign a 1-year contract so he can go on a European tour with West Ham.
Yeah, he doesn't have to play or even get dressed for the game. He can just go all over Europe and just get drunk with us.
Yeah, if he comes on in the 85th minute, he can tell his grandkids, "I played in the Champions League with West Ham."
Yeah, look, I don't think he's going to retire at the end of the season anyway, to be honest.
No,
I think he'll be there next season. Yeah, look, Mark's happy. He's part of the squad. I think he loves the training, and it's not so hard on him now because he doesn't have to play every week. I think he was struggling a bit when he was playing every week. He probably really felt it. And he was probably fairly exhausted a lot of the time. And he was probably, because he even said himself, "Look, I shouldn't have to be playing every week." But Mark must be loving it now. He comes into training, enjoys the training, I'm sure, has a good laugh, knows everyone at the club. It's a great atmosphere around. We're having a great season. He comes off the bench, every once in a while. He starts the odd game. So I think Mark is absolutely delighted with his role at the minute. So yeah, if there's a Champions League group stage to be had next season, you just know Mark wants to be on that bench.
Speaking of Mark, I'm leaving this coming up for a while. Bring Noble on in the last 5 minutes when we're up two at Barca.
The way Barcelona are going, that could happen.
Yeah, no shit, man. Especially if Lionel Messi goes.
He will go. Possible. They can't stop him going now.
No.
They could last season. They can't now. He'll walk. But anyway, yeah. Can you imagine, if we finish fourth, okay, we have to play one qualifier to get to the Champions League group stage. Can you imagine, Chris, in your wildest dreams, that we would be sitting down, potentially watching the Champions League group stage draw, and we're in the fucking thing? That would be insane. Now, it wouldn't be quite as insane as when Leicester won the title in the 15-16 season. But it would be fucking close.
I just had a thought here. Didn't before West Ham moved to the Olympics Stadium or to London Stadium, didn't the board say that we could be in Champions League within 5 years?
Yes.
And this is the 5th year.
Oh Christ! We're never going to live it down if they do that. But
I just thought of that.
To be honest, this is nothing. This has got fuck all to do with the board.
Oh,
fuck all. This is all on Moyes and the players. All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. This is not very different a squad from the one that struggled to stay in the Premier League.
Yeah, this is
last season. Lingard's only just in the door. We were having a really great season before Lingard got here. So. We have Ben Rama, but he actually didn't feature much at all for the first number of games. So it's largely the same team that Moyes is working off of, this season. So it's all on him and the players, and they have to get all the credit.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I mean,
and look, this could be just one of those seasons. Everything just happens for us for whatever reason. The gods just happen to be smiling on us this season. Next season, we could be in fucking 14th at this point of the season, saying, Jesus, we're not having a great season. This is really disappointing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So here's the thing. Let's fucking enjoy it.
Oh, absolutely.
While it's here, let's enjoy it. And let's definitely enjoy it at the expense of Tottenham fans.
Yeah. If we are to get into Champions League or even Europa League, we are going to need a massive transfer fund boost. We're going to need to bring in a lot of players. And they just can't be mixed match. They have to be some quality and they have to be able to gel.
Yeah, listen, we cannot do what we did after the 15-16 season where we qualified for Europa League, where we go for quantity over quality.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think we will, because I think Moyes is on record now. It's very clear the way Moyes operates. He does not want players in just for the sake of numbers. That's why when we needed a striker in January, when we couldn't get the ones that he really wanted, any of them, he said, fine, we're just not going to get one. We're not going to bring one in just for the sake of bringing one in, who's only going to be padding the numbers and isn't actually really ever going to add anything to our ability to win games. So I don't think Moyes will allow the quantity over quality mistake to happen again.
Yeah, and I'll say too, I've seen reports as of late. Apparently, there's some deal in Moyes' current contract that he can basically activate, and it gives him an extra. He has an extra year on his current deal, and supposedly he's activated that. So if that's the case, we have him for the next year, the next season. But apparently, he's currently worried about wanting a commitment from the board regarding transfers and transfer fees or transfer funds.
Yeah,
and that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the first time, really, since he's been at the club in his 2 stints, Moyes now has leverage against the board.
Oh, he has all the leverage.
Moyes has actual power now because of the job he's doing at the club. Moyes can now say things to the board that he couldn't previously, whereas the board before could have said, "We don't give a shit if you walk." They have to give a shit if he walks now, because if they were to allow a situation where Moyes walked because they refused to back him in the correct manner so he can do his job correctly, there would be riots in the streets from West Ham fans. Riots in the streets. So Moyes has that over them now. Plus, they would have an absolute mutiny from the players. The players would lose their minds.
They would have
players
left.
Yeah, the players love him. They love David Moyes. So the board now have got to do what's right. There is no excuse right now for the board to not back him in the right way, especially if he. And I think he actually. I'm going to say it now. 13 games left. We will be playing European football of some description next season.
There's a high probability.
So I don't see us finishing outside top 7. I really don't. So we're going to be in Europe now. It would take a complete flip in our form where we just start losing every week. But we're just not that team anymore. We're not that team anymore that's going to go on this horrible, horrible run where we lose a string of games. We're just too well organized for that. We're too hardworking. So I think we are going to be in the Europa League next season.
Just as an update, by the way, Villa have pulled one back.
So it's 2-1?
Yes, 51st minute.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I actually don't. I know we're very close.
My man, Kieran, I like it.
So. Yeah, good man, Kieran. Keep it going, bud, until you pass out. Yeah, the table is funny because you're a little torn. You're looking up on the one hand at Leicester, who are right there, and you're thinking we can even overtake Leicester potentially. So you kind of want Villa to get something. But then if Villa pick up 3 points, they're 3 points closer to us. And you're looking back at them a little bit going, oh, I hope they don't go on a run. So maybe a draw. If Villa could get a second.
Yeah, I would be
take a point each.
With a draw.
That way Leicester don't pull away, by 3 points on us, and Villa don't close up by 3 points. As 1 point doesn't hurt us either way, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would be nice if Villa get a second. It'll be tough for them. They're without Grealish today, but Again, it's not something we really need to worry ourselves about overly either, is it?
Yeah. So I'm looking at the fixtures list here. Say this match, and as in Villa Leicester goes to a draw, or somehow Villa wins. We are the first match on Saturday. If we were to somehow win that game, we would be sitting in second for at least a few hours.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to kind of dare to dream.
No, I know. I don't want to get my hopes up on that one either. Though at the same time, who knows, man? I mean, we've been playing well. And
yeah. Oh, no, listen, I'll hope. Listen, the worry is, David Moyes gets ultra conservative against the kind of the Sky Sports 6 teams. Gets ultra conservative. We saw what he did at home to Liverpool, showed them far too much respect. So that's the worry going away to City, that we'll basically just be 10 men behind the ball. Let's see if we can somehow keep them out for 90 minutes and get a 0-0. I really hope he doesn't take that approach. Now, equally, we can't go gung-ho, because in an open game of football, City will beat us. They've got too many great players. So we need to strike a balance. I think revert to the wing-back system away at City. Keep it nice and compact. Keep it tight. And then let's try and hit them on the counter, because obviously with wing-backs, they can push on, get lots of crosses in. They can supplement the attack to give us some width. And then you're going to have, well, it remains to be seen who up front. So it could be, Antonio plays again and he goes with Lingard and Benrahma, or Lingard and Bowen, or whatever it is. So I think he will definitely revert to wing-backs next week. So he might rest Antonio and go with the false 9 again. I'd have no problem if he did that, to be completely honest. I don't know if this would be a game for Antonio. I think Antonio could get lost in this game a little bit away at City. He might see very little of the ball. I worry about that through no fault of his own, just because of the dynamics of this game, that Antonio might be completely ineffective. So I wouldn't mind sitting Antonio and saying, you know what, you played the whole game last week and you're not back. Let's keep you for the next game, and let's go away to City and play the false 9. Let's get Lingard and Benrahma and Bowen all on there, and let's see if they can do the damage. So, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. But to be honest, that's why today's win is so huge. It takes that pressure off. If we'd have lost today, then we're saying, shit, we go to City next week. So it's looking kind of like it might be back-to-back losses here. And maybe we'll start drifting the wrong direction in the table. But we don't have that now. We got the win today. We got the 3 points. We're in fourth on our own. Okay, next weekend, Chelsea might leapfrog us again. But if they do, they'll only leapfrog us for what, a point?
If Chelsea wins next week, let me look up.
Are they 2 points or 1 behind us?
2. So they would.
Yeah, even worst case scenario, Chelsea leapfrog us by a point back into fourth. But we're still right there. So that 3 points today was massive.
Yeah. Let me pull up. And then after City on March 8th, let me pull up the calendar here. That is the following Monday. So we have over a week's rest. We host Leeds, and then 5 days later, we turn around and we are on the road to United. So
after City, it's Leeds at home.
Yes, after an 8-day break.
Yeah, 8-day break is great for us. It'll be great. But yeah, look, we don't need to fear Leeds. Obviously, look, we actually, I thought we were actually superb at Elland Road. We were by far the better team. We kind of put Leeds in their place in that game, I felt. Now, we should have won by a lot more than 2-1 up there. We were much better value than 2-1. But I wouldn't be afraid of Leeds. That's a game at home I feel that we will win.
I feel fairly confident in that one.
Yeah, I think Leeds are a bang average team, to be completely honest. I think they're a mid-table side.
Where are they?
They're capable of playing very well. They're capable of playing well, and they do carry a certain amount of threat going forward. They play some nice tidy football. Some of their passing is really nice and their movement.
Yeah,
But
Leeds in their last 5 have won 2, lost 3. In their match before us, so they played 2 matches before us. They play Southampton on Tuesday, and then they play on Saturday, and then they have the 8-day break as well. And
yeah,
then
Leeds are flaky. Yeah, Leeds are too flaky. I just think we're too organised for them. I think we're too well drilled, too well organised for Leeds. I don't think, certain teams you just don't match up well with, and I don't think we're a good matchup for Leeds. They're just too open. They're too flaky. They're too freewheeling. I think we deal with freewheeling teams quite very well, maybe with the exception of a team like City, who just have absolute quality all over the pitch. But Leeds don't have that. They've got a number of average enough players. So, yeah, I suspect we'll lose at City. The main thing there is don't lose big. Put in a good performance, make a game of it, so that it's not a kind of damaging defeat goal difference wise. But then at home to Leeds, I feel like at home to Leeds, I think we're going to be good. I think we'll beat them. So I don't really fear Leeds. I don't know what the love-in with Bielsa is all about. I know we've lost Chris there for a while, so I'm just going to prattle on. But so I'm just going to have a look while Chris is rebooting and see what the comments are. Kieran's still drinking, no doubt. And so if you want to ask a question in the comments, guys, or if you want to say anything about the game today, just bring it up in the comment section. And I really, really hope I'm not talking to myself right now. Oh, yes, the backdrop is nice. The weather's been horrendous. There's flooding here, but today it just all changed. We've got blue skies down I'm in the sunny southeast in Tipperary. So, yeah, the weather's lovely today. So we need dry weather to get rid of these damn floods. Chris, welcome
Sorry
back.
about that. My internet is kind of going down. I'm currently on my Wi-Fi or my phone's hotspot, so we should probably wrap this up.
You had to run and throw some money in the meter.
Yeah. I'm currently on my phone's hotspot, so don't know how reliable this is. But yeah, listen. Do you have any quick final words before we sign off here?
Yes, it's happened again. It's happened again. Fuck off, Tottenham. It's happened again. I love it. I'll tell you, there's a deep, deep satisfaction in beating them.
Absolutely.
Forget about the table for a minute, or 4th place and all that. Just beating Tottenham, 4 points off them this season, and we've done them. And I guarantee you, Tottenham fans are sickened at the way we came back from 3-0 down in the space of 12 minutes at their place.
They thought they were going to do it to us, but
yeah, Tottenham Twitter is a fucking graveyard right now.
Yep, 100%. But yeah, listen, great win, sitting in 4th. This season's mental. Thank you all for joining us on the chat, as always. We will be back here next Saturday. It is after following the City match, regardless of results.
Sorry.
He's been here the entire time.
Yeah, I know. I'm just a bit slow. I haven't been paying much attention really to the thing, but yeah, Peach is in here. Love you, Peach. You're the man. Katie K, or Miss Chris, as we both now call her, because she's your stand-in if you can't do this show. Katie comes in, so Miss Chris is in here. Love to see Kieran, obviously getting his drink on. Neil from Down Under, an ever-present, no matter what the time of day or night.
That man is eternal.
In here. Sleep. Yeah, so Father Snowman, of course, reliable as ever in here. Still hasn't melted for some reason. So yeah, for everybody, sorry if I missed your name. I'm just seeing Mark English, of course, in here. So thanks to everybody in the chat for sticking with us all year as well. We'll do a shout out to you guys big time, like end of season and after.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
we'll maybe do some kind of special after the final
like a season wrap up.
Yeah, and we'll stay on for ages or something, you know.
Yeah, I'd be okay with it. But yeah. So next week we will be back here out following the city match. There's actually a pretty good chance that this will not be my backdrop next week. I'm probably going home to visit the family. So if that's the case, then you will see my bedroom back home.
Next game against City is what day? Sorry, what day and time?
Saturday, 7:30 my time. So I believe that would be 12:30 your time.
Oh, nice early one next Saturday. Oh, happy days.
Yeah, early, especially early for me.
Very early for you. It's perfect for me. I get to, have my lie-in, and then I can get up and have my tea and my bagel, and I can relax for a little bit, and then watch the game, and then I can come on the show. It's perfect. So.
Yep. Well, listen. Thank you everyone for in the chat for joining us. Thank you, as always, Tommy, for joining me. And until next week, come on, you Irons.
We're fucking massive. Come on, you Irons.